amigos y colegas. Welcome here today at this special event. I think we have some slides. I don't know if we can get those loaded into the system. My name is Ben White. I'm the founder and director of an organization called VC4E. My presentation today is in English because we are recording these sessions. We are live streaming these sessions. And with Gainco, one of our objectives is to take the conversations here in Latin America and to share them with other parts of the world, with colleagues in North America, with colleagues in Europe, and to help people understand what is possible and what is happening here across Latin America. But so also today, I bring with me my friend, Miguel Hodgkinson, who will be also translating some of what I have to present to make sure that we also share everything here with our colleagues today. So thank you for joining me.
Muchísimas gracias. Voy a darle una mano para hacer su voz en español. Mi nombre es Miguel Aguirre Hodgkinson. Un breve resumen. Él está aquí para básicamente mostrar lo que es el VCILAT. Ha traído una serie de sus colegas aquí para hacer esta presentación. Él estará haciendo la presentación en inglés porque se está haciendo un live stream de esto. Y para el resto del discurso lo voy a acompañar haciendo la traducción correspondiente aquí en español. Es un placer para estar aquí en Bolivia y bienvenidos a todos.
Since 2007, myself and a handful of dedicated colleagues, a few of them who are with me here today, Frederic Brasier, if you can stand up, please. Iris Parra, Lucia, please present yourself. Have been, well, we've been working tirelessly to build up support structures, ecosystems that are available for entrepreneurs building the most, in our opinion, meaningful enterprises, but too often in the most difficult markets.
Bueno, básicamente desde el 2007 yo y un grupo dedicado a mis colegas hemos estado trabajando sin descansar para poder crear un sistema de soporte disponible para emprendedores que están creando los emprendimientos más importantes y realmente en los mercados más difíciles.
Where talent lives everywhere. And from the 2 days I've been here, I know most certainly here in Bolivia, it doesn't mean that you have the same access to resources and support. It's actually very simple. If you have rich parents, if you go to Stanford University, if you can afford an apartment in the middle of San Francisco, you have better chances to meet people and opportunities that you need to realize your ideas.
La verdad es que el talento lo encontramos en todas partes y ciertamente en los 2 días que estoy aquí he visto que también existe en Bolivia. Y esto no quiere decir que ustedes tienen el mismo acceso a los recursos y el apoyo. Es bastante simple. Si tú tienes padres con mucho dinero, que fuiste a la Universidad de Stanford y vives en un apartamento en San Francisco, ciertamente tienes muchas mejores oportunidades de conocer a gente y tener las oportunidades para poder realizar tus ideas.
This is wrong, and it's something that we should change. How do we make sure that entrepreneurs across Latin America and here in Santa Cruz have the same chances and the same access to the opportunities and the resources they need to grow?
Y esto de aquí no está bien. Entonces la pregunta es, ¿cómo es que hacemos que ustedes, los emprendedores que viven a través de América Latina y particularmente aquí en Santa Cruz y Bolivia, puedan tener esa misma oportunidad y esa misma capacidad de tener acceso a los recursos para lograr hacer sus ideales realidad?
And it's not just about the entrepreneurs. We all know, everyone in this room knows, the big business opportunities, the exciting business opportunities, the business opportunities that actually matter, they're not sitting in San Francisco, but in the emerging markets where most people on this planet are actually living.
Y todos tenemos que tener presente de que no son solamente los emprendedores. Todos sabemos que las grandes oportunidades de negocios, las oportunidades de negocios que son estimulantes y desafiantes, están en los lugares donde estas oportunidades realmente importan. Es decir, no están ahí en San Francisco, en Silicon Valley, pero más bien están aquí en los mercados emergentes donde la gente vive realmente.
If there is one idea that is connecting all of our conversations today and all of the work across all of the colleagues that we have here in this room, it's that young, fast-growing populations are the future.
Si algo que tenemos que tener en claro es que donde está el verdadero futuro es en gente como ustedes, gente joven que está emprendiendo y comenzando, y es ahí donde vamos a encontrarnos con el futuro.
The entrepreneurs that we're trying to engage, that we need to be supporting, that we need to be investing in, they understand these markets. Where everyone else sees problems, it's these entrepreneurs that see opportunities and solutions.
Y la realidad es que los emprendedores que necesitamos invertir y financiar, ellos comprenden estos mercados. Donde todos los demás ven problemas, ellos ven oportunidades.
It's certainly a lot of technology, but it's not about technology, right? Technology is just a tool. It's the process, it's the disruptive business models, it's the change in thinking, the innovation that they bring. That's how these entrepreneurs are delivering vital services across our critical industries. We're talking about healthcare, we're talking about education, agriculture, energy, logistics, transportation, financial services. These companies are transforming our society.
Y si ciertamente el tema de la tecnología es una parte integral de este proceso, no se trata solamente de tecnología. En estos modelos de negocios que disrumpen, que hacen los cambios que uno queremos ver, son los que traen los cambios vitales que necesitamos entregar en servicios vitales a través de todas las industrias, tanto desde el área de salud como educación, agricultura, energía, a logística y transporte y servicios financieros. Estas son las empresas que pueden transformar nuestra sociedad.
This conference, this moment, one of the first in Bolivia, it marks a unique opportunity for investors for certain. On one hand, these entrepreneurs have a clear scope for impact. Because they're operating on a system level, they can reach millions of people with their products, their services, and their solutions. But also, at the same time, there's a clear perspective on a financial return. If you can support these entrepreneurs that are building something relatively small today, but with the right mentorship, the right guidance and coaching, you know that they can become very large businesses, very successful enterprises tomorrow.
Y es en este momento, en este lugar, y por primera vez aquí en Bolivia, donde encontramos estas oportunidades. Y este momento marca esa única oportunidad para estos nuevos inversionistas. Por un lado, tenemos emprendedores que tienen un enfoque muy claro del impacto de sus productos y los servicios que pueden realizar, que puedan llegar a millones de personas con sus productos, con sus soluciones y servicios, donde están, pero también con una perspectiva clara en un retorno financiero. Por ejemplo, tú puedes apoyar algo que es relativamente pequeño el día de hoy, sabiendo que con la mentoría adecuada, con la guía adecuada y el apoyo de otras compañías, puede crecer en una multiplicación exponencial.
Yeah, the chance to be part of these transformative companies is now. Today is the chance to be part of building entirely new markets, entirely new industries. And I have to say, it's once in a lifetime opportunity.
Entonces debo decir que hoy en día, en este momento y este lugar, es donde tienes la oportunidad de participar con estas empresas para algo que realmente va a ser transformacional. Son estas pequeñas ahora que te pueden dar la oportunidad de tu vida en este momento.
Our focus has been emerging markets. It's true, a lot of what we have been doing is in Africa. That's where we saw the greatest need for our efforts. But otherwise, all of our work has actually been about a very simple process of building community. At the end of the day, our ecosystem, it's only as strong as the group of people we are willing to bring together to collaborate.
Básicamente, nosotros iniciamos este proceso de mercados emergentes en África, porque veíamos que ahí realmente había una necesidad. Pero sin embargo, hemos visto que hay otros lugares donde también se requiere nuestro apoyo y nuestro servicio, donde también existe un proceso simple de crear una comunidad. Al final del día y al final de cuentas, nuestro ecosistema solamente es tan fuerte como el grupo de gente que se puede juntar para estar dispuestos a colaborarse los unos a los otros.
And I'm pleased to report, since 2007, when we literally started with nothing, with very, very little, we now have more than 200,000 startup entrepreneurs, 25,000 startups, 350 innovation hubs, 60 active angel investing networks, and more than 2,000 venture capital investors that are focused on investing in Africa's emerging market opportunities.
Y quisiera destacarles que desde el 2007, cuando comenzamos con prácticamente nada, desde cero, hoy en día tenemos más de 200,000 startups. Tenemos también 200,000 startups de emprendedores. Tenemos 25,000 startups. Tenemos 350 hubs de innovación. También tenemos redes de ángeles inversores que proveen el financiamiento y más de 2,000 venture capitalists de capital de inversión con inversionistas que están enfocados en el mercado emergente de África y sus oportunidades.
I witnessed in 2007 Sean Murphy, an angel investor, giving a Ugandan startup $10,000 was probably one of the first angel investments that happened on the African continent. Last year, 4.3 billion has been invested into our markets.
Básicamente recuerdo a Sean, que fue un inversionista ángel que comenzó en estas primeras inversiones en África. Él comenzó con una inversión de $10,000 y hoy en día tenemos más de 4.3 billones de dólares que han sido invertidos en los mercados que tenemos en África.
And from VC4E's own Venture Showcase program, the first Latin American edition and selection we're here to present to you today, 94 alumni companies have been able to raise more than 500 million.
Básicamente, dentro de lo que es el VC4A, están aplaudiendo los chicos allá. Comenzamos en el 94 y estas empresas iniciantes han sido capaces de juntar más de 500 millones de dólares de capital de inversión para estas iniciativas.
And as we saw earlier today, it's not just the enthusiasm for Africa, but the enthusiasm with Latin America, having raised 14.8 billion last year, which is more than the previous 6 years of VC investment in Latin America combined.
Entonces, básicamente, esto se traduce no solamente en buenas intenciones y buenas iniciativas. Podemos decirle que en los últimos 6 años de VC combinados, esto ha hecho que se pueda levantar más de 14.8 billones de dólares aquí para Latinoamérica a través de las inversiones que estamos realizando.
And I would make one comment. Obviously, this is not a straight line. It's not a linear path. It's not something that is smooth. There are going to be corrections. The markets are always changing. The international markets are always changing. But if you look at those underlying trends, those are trends that will play out for the next 25 to 50 years. So we are investing in things that will transform all of these emerging market economies.
Y tampoco quiero mentirles, no les voy a decir que es algo totalmente lineal. Efectivamente, hay las subidas y bajadas del mercado, pero lo que sí puedo decirles es que la tendencia se mantiene y esto va a ser lo que literalmente va a transformar los mercados y a los consumidores que puedan acceder a esos mercados por los próximos 10 a 25 años.
I would also say that we shouldn't get ourselves distracted. We all like reading articles in TechCrunch or any of the other large, media publications who want to talk about unicorns and want to count unicorn companies. That's all fine. But it's the huge startup community of supporters that actually matters. It's the government officials, the dedicated founders, the corporate partners, the investors, the mentors, the ecosystem builders, the multilateral institutions, the huge community of people who come together with this shared mission to build these high growth, high impact companies that will lead us into the future.
Y claro que a todos nos gusta la idea de poder contar esas empresas mágicas, los unicornios, pero no nos distraigamos con eso. Es realmente este enorme complejo de gente que apoya a las comunidades de startup, los que realmente hacen la diferencia y son los que importan. Son los oficiales del gobierno, aquellos que son fundadores dedicados, los socios corporativos, los inversionistas, los mentores, aquellos que ayudan a crear los ecosistemas. Es una gran y enorme comunidad de personas que todas se juntan con la perspectiva y la misión de poder crear un ambiente donde empresas de gran impacto puedan crecer y que nos puedan liderar hacia el futuro.
And it's happening here in Santa Cruz, Bolivia. It's happening in Lima, Peru. It's happening in Mexico City, Mexico. It's happening in Boye, Cameroon. It's happening in Lusaka, Zambia. It's happening in Cairo, Egypt. Also, whereas VC4A, we experience that now we have members connecting from 179 countries all over the world. And a growing number of you are located here across Latin America. For example, the Bolivian startup Pasanaco, who's now operating in Ghana. We have Flex Club from South Africa that's now expanded into Mexico. As VC4E, we can only support this global connection and help foster this collaboration across borders. This is the future.
Y la verdad es que podemos ver que esto se ha reflejado y se ha expandido a través del mundo. Tenemos este tipo de trabajo en comunidades que hoy en día conecta a más de 179 países en diferentes lugares, en África, en Latinoamérica, en Perú, etcétera. Y tenemos números que están creciendo en América Latina. Por ejemplo, la empresa boliviana de startup Pasanago ahora está operando en Ghana, o también Flex Club de Sudáfrica, que se ha expandido hasta México. Entonces nosotros en VC4A podemos solamente apoyar esta interconexión global y apoyar y acelerar las colaboraciones que nos pueden dar a través de las fronteras.
Yeah, our first efforts already give a taste of many great things to come. Certainly the collaboration and the partnership that we've had with Caínco. But whereas VC4A, we already have more than 4,000 startups that are registered from across Latin America.
Entonces, son iniciativas como esta y queremos agradecer también la parcería, la sociedad que tenemos con Caínco, nos están apoyando en esto para que podamos continuar en este esfuerzo de traer muchas mejores cosas en el futuro. Ya tenemos más de 4,000 startups aquí en América Latina y seguimos adelante con esta visión y este proyecto del futuro.
And this is the point. We can't have a conference about venture capital if we haven't invited some entrepreneurs. And if there's not a chance to learn about some of these companies that they're building. And that's why we're here to present the Venture Showcase.
Entonces, no podemos hablar de estas cosas si es que no tuviéramos a los empresarios inversionistas que pueden hacer estas cosas realidad. Y es por eso que hemos traído inversionistas de diferentes países para que puedan compartir su experiencia y el camino que han venido siguiendo para estar con nosotros y para el lugar donde queremos llegar.
The selection that we're presenting to you today, they represent promising startups in Latin America that are not just starting out, but they're positioned for growth and they're looking to raise seed plus or Series A rounds between 500,000 and 10 million.
Y la gente que ha venido el día de hoy es de categoría C+, que están dispuestos a invertir casi 500,000, I don't have that sheet, inversiones de hasta 500,000 a 10 millones y las selecciones han sido con colaboración de más de 36 inversionistas, 28 de VC y también fondos corporativos que operan en 6 países, 4 de Latinoamérica, 1 de Estados Unidos y 1 de Dinamarca. Y juntos hemos venido en contacto con más de 1,200 emprendedores y hemos visto más de 300 candidatos.
Yeah, I would add the Venture Showcase, it's a unique format. As VC4A, we're not investing in the companies. We're not taking fees from the entrepreneurs, nor are we taking fees from the investors. We are simply facilitating a process where investors are coming and working with VC4A saying, these are companies that we're supporting in our local market. These are companies we want to introduce to other investors from across the Latin American region and to our counterparts in the US, in Europe, and elsewhere. So it's investors selecting companies for investors.
Y básicamente lo que estamos haciendo es un trabajo de conexión. Nosotros no cobramos una comisión al inversionista y tampoco cobramos una comisión o algún fee a la empresa que va a recibir los fondos. Básicamente somos una suerte de punto de encuentro donde los inversionistas que están buscando dónde o con quiénes invertir puedan tener ese encuentro y también para las empresas emergentes que están buscando inversionistas puedan a través de VC4 que seamos el vínculo para poder hacer esa conexión.
So 1,200 entrepreneurs screening through 300 candidates, we had to go with 5 main areas of criteria that we're looking at when we selected the companies that we're presenting. Innovation and scalability. The venture addresses a real problem in the marketplace, is clearly innovative. The product is service is different from what else is being offered in the market. The business model is new, disruptive, and it's designed to be scalable.
Entonces, básicamente, de 1,200 emprendedores que teníamos, hemos buscado más de 300 candidatos para tener esta suerte de showcase, donde tenemos 5 puntos especiales, y estas 5 compañías son de la innovación y de poder tener escala.
The other one is the growth strategy, right? So we're looking for businesses that are well positioned to go into new markets. Can be obviously other countries in Latin America, but it can also be on other continents.
Entonces, estamos buscando empresas dentro de nuestra comunidad que pueden tener este acceso y que también estén dispuestas y puedan invertir en otras empresas en otros países para que puedan crear socios estratégicos.
The other thing that investors were looking at when selecting these businesses was the management team. We're not looking for single founders. We're looking for 2, 3 individuals that are working together in the management and that complement each other with their skills and with their experience and backgrounds.
Entonces estamos buscando, por ejemplo, empresas que tal vez necesitan apoyo en lo que viene a ser la administración de sus negocios, etcétera, y estamos nuevamente creando ese vínculo para que puedan traer esa experiencia a esta compañía emergente.
Only 2 to go. Market traction and financials. We're looking for businesses that actually have commercial upward trajectories in their markets. We want to know their unit economics. We want to understand if they've already been able to secure investment from other investors. We want to know if they have contracts signed with key partners and stakeholders.
Entonces, ¿qué estamos buscando también en lo que viene a ser la parte de tracción en el mercado y la parte financiera? La tracción al mercado y el tamaño potencial del mercado son evaluados dentro de un modelo de negocios para poder generar ingresos y para ver las unidades económicas, para ver si es que el financiamiento externo puede capitalizarse o ha sido capitalizado anteriormente.
And we're not just about making money because we understand that the real opportunity is when we're actually transforming society. We're looking for social, economic, environmental impact. These companies are addressing real social, economic, or environmental issues. They're able to demonstrate clear impact with their product and service, and they have a real impact on the lives of people living at the BOP.
Entonces sabemos que no todo es dinero, sabemos que también para poder transformar las sociedades necesita haber un impacto social. Entonces también estamos buscando en el área del impacto social como también en el impacto ambiental. Entonces la empresa debe buscar también impactos en la parte social, económica o ambiental para poder demostrar su capacidad de poder transformar la sociedad y las personas que están en el BOP dentro de ese país que opera dentro de América Latina.
VC4E is an organization built on partnership and collaboration. We're inviting you to become involved. We're inviting you to come to VC4E.com and to join this community of people around the world who are working to support these entrepreneurs. And we invite you to meet the companies that we are presenting to you here today. Come learn more about the businesses that they are building. We have deep dive sessions this afternoon where you can really go into the business models and the teams and the markets that they're tapping into. Together, working together, we can support their efforts. We can help ensure that they have access to the resources and the support that they need to grow, because together we have a vested interest to see more success stories coming from the Latin American region and to show the world what is possible in these markets.
Entonces VC4E ha venido aquí para poder lograr eso, ese punto de encuentro. Te invitamos para que puedas conocer estas empresas, para que puedas conocer a los inversionistas y ver los modelos de negocios que se están creando y se están construyendo para ver el tipo de impacto que pueden tener dentro de tu ciudad, dentro de tu región, dentro de tu país. Porque de esta forma, juntos, podemos apoyar sus esfuerzos para asegurarnos que haya un crecimiento y un éxito que sea para todos.
Okay. Enough for now. Miguel, you've done an outstanding job. Thank you, everyone. Please give Miguel a big round of applause. Appreciate it very much. Also to the team at Cainco, I applaud you and all of your efforts and everything that you've done with your team. I have to say that our experience in Bolivia, I can taste that there's an energy and an appetite for the future. There's a very optimistic outlook about how we can move forward. And a lot of that energy has also been coming from our interactions and support that we've received from Cainco. We're very grateful for that. And certainly the entrepreneurs that we're bringing from across Latin America to celebrate entrepreneurship here in Santa Cruz. So thank you.
Entonces, ciertamente quiero agradecer, bueno, me agradece a mí, me agradezco por esa deferencia y agradece mucho al personal de Cainco y a Cainco como institución en general para crear este espacio que es por primera vez aquí en Santa Cruz, Bolivia, donde podemos hacer este networking de gente que viene para buscar estas nuevas oportunidades de negocio, estas nuevas oportunidades para desarrollar las cosas. Y yo siento que hay una buena vibra, por así decirlo, de las cosas que se pueden dar del resultado de esta reunión y de este congreso. Les agradecemos mucho a la gente de CAINCO por todos los esfuerzos que han hecho y también la gente que me acompaña para visitarlos el día de hoy, y creo que vamos por buen camino para poder comenzar, que VC4E pueda tener un buen comienzo y ustedes también en este proceso. Muchísimas gracias.
So without further ado, I will also invite my colleague Iris Parra to kick off the Venture Showcase. Thank you.
Entonces invito a Inés Parra para que pueda comenzar. Gracias.
Hola, buenas tardes con todos. Estoy súper feliz de estar aquí con ustedes para presentarles el Venture Showcase. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for the invitation. 7 months ago, I had the pleasure to start leading the launch of the first ever Venture Showcase in Latin America. And now we are ready to present you to the selected startups here in the stage. The Venture Showcase has the support of the most important VC funds and impact investors in the region, such as OVP, Acción, Dalus Capital, Mercy Corp Ventures, Eco Enterprises Fund, Impacto Capital, New Ventures, World Impact Foundation, Alpha Mundi, Cometa, the Yield Lab, Uni Social Business, Seaya Capital, Seaya Catan Latam, Magma Partners, Co-Capital, Sacantai, Cucoa Ventures, Fem Ventures, Finca Ventures, among others. All of these VC funds have been participating among all the process of the Venture Showcase. And today, we have the honor of having 2 of them here in this session. So I would like to introduce you to Julia Santander, Investment Managing Director of Eco Enterprises Fund, based in Colombia. Eco Enterprises Fund is a dynamic woman-owned investment manager with more than 40 successful investments across Latin America. Thank you, Julia. Also, I would like to introduce you to Justin Schwartz, Managing Director of Impacto Capital based in Ecuador. Impacto is the first B Corp in Ecuador and a lead impact investing fund focused on early stage startups from South America. Thank you. Now, showtime. I would like to introduce you to the first founder, Andy Rene, CEO and co-founder of Haiti Pay. Haiti Pay is a payment platform that allows any type of phone to become a digital payment device. Andy.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're as excited as I am today to present you my company called Haiti Pay. So you heard this morning from the Lila's presentation that financial inclusion is a very important problem, especially in Haiti. 46% of the population don't have access to basic financial services. I have a problem with the presentation, but technology. All right, so next slide. Okay, so, but everybody has one of these in their pockets. In Haiti, 7.2 million people have access to a phone. Having access to a phone doesn't mean that you have a data plan. Only 28% have a data plan. So a lot of feature phones out there, those $15, $10 phones, you know, they're spread all around the country. So we have invented, or we have deployed operationally, a technology that allows to convert any feature phone into a highly secure payment device. How do you do that? Well, you take what is common to every phone, audio, sound, and you convert it into financial data and you transfer it between phones. It's called NSDT, Near Sound Data Transfer. It's very easy. Let me show you how it works.
From the transaction, please bring the 2 phones together. To cancel, push the star key or hang up. Transaction confirmed.
That's it, 5 seconds. NSDT. Don't get me wrong, we have an application with smartphone, with the Visa, debit card, virtual, all those features of the smartphone application. So what's the market? In Haiti, $4.2 billion of cash transaction, made in cash with notes. In Latin America, that's a 4.6 trillion economy, cash economy. We're fundraising $500,000. we're going to be using those funds to increase our sales marketing team. And we're starting at a $2 million pre-valuation money. We have an incredible, very powerful team. We are led by a top fintech woman entrepreneur, Pascal Elie, who has more than 20 years of experience in the financial sector industry in Haiti. She's led major insurance companies and Visa credit card issuer company. Myself, I have a legal background. I've evolved into the international development sector. My co-founders, Kurt has an IT background, 20 years in IT. Darlens is in ops, and Dimitri is in logistics. So really passionate about converting the cash economy into a digital economy. And we think 2030, you're going to see us up there with the unicorns. So now is the time to invest. Come see us at the deep dive session, 5 o'clock, 8th floor. I'm waiting for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. And now, Julia, Justin, would you like to make some questions?
Is that working? Yes,
Yeah.
Perfect. Congratulations. This is extremely interesting. My question is around the sign-on process for new clients, because those will be clients that trust you with a tight budget, with a technology where they cannot see the pretty application, the website, but you really trust that they trust on hearing a sound and know that their money gets to where it's supposed to be. How does that work? How do you sell this technology to your client base?
There's no way around it. Bank branches are not in a rural area. We have to go to the client. So we have sales teams on the ground doing the full KYC registration of the people one by one. We have strategic partnerships with people that already have a huge user database, NGOs, other commercial companies, a lot of payroll companies. So we onboard them by having partnership with those entities that already have some sort of a database of potential users in the lower demographics at the bottom of the pyramid. But there's no way around it. The financial sector is a very highly regulated sector, and the major problem that we're solving is that the onboarding process with the KYC, we have the technology to fast track that, but we still have to go on the ground. And that's common to Latin America and also Africa.
Thanks, congratulations. Very interesting solution. Can you tell us a little bit about how it actually works as from a consumer perspective, and what are the features and the different financial services that it provides?
Okay, so the basic unicity of the platform is the way we authentify a transaction. In the banking sector, you need to have presence of authentication, certification. It's like a card present transaction, a handshake transaction. So we replace those physical mechanism with the sound. So any person with a phone can actually hear a sound or emit a sound. So the phone is required when you're doing a transaction. You have to have your phone present. So it's a phone present transaction. Now, the features that we have developed an open API architectures that allows us to interconnect to any third-party system. We're using the latest technology as far as our backbone. We're using Node.js. We're using the latest tech and combining that technology with the legacy systems of the telco. So it's a sort of a symbiosis adaptation of legacy telco system to the new technology that allows us to interconnect with modern technology. So we have developers that are coding into system like 20 years, C# plus, people that developers that don't usually do that nowadays, but we've done it, and we've done that bridge between legacy and modern technology.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here now is Francisco Marin, CEO of Fracción. Fracción is a digital pharmacy improving the access to medicines to millions of people in Latin America. Francisco, the stage is yours.
Hi there. Hi everyone, I'm Francisco Marin. I'm the CEO of Fracción Pharmacy. Very happy to be here in Bolivia. And I want to start. It's not the last version, on the right one.
it's okay.
You want me to do it anyway?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Woo.
Well, I'm going to talk about the problem, a very common problem. I'm pretty sure that mostly of you, when you guys get sick, when you need your recurrent medication, you have to go into a pharmacy and stand long lines. You need to move between pharmacies to get your stock. And sometimes when you get the stock, they only offer you the brand name one alternative and not the cheaper similar solution that sometimes is 7 times more cheaper than the brand name one. In some trips, you forgot your prescription or you didn't know you're gonna need it. And there are still many places in Chile. There are 50 communes without pharmacies, total of 300. So in addition to the bad experience, they have to move and drive hours to get their medications. This is our solution, our model. We are Fracción. If you are sick or you need your medication, you can go into our website where you can find all kinds of products, the original one, the generic and the similar one, alternatives. If you don't want to buy the full product, you can also buy the required amount of pills. Okay, you can buy the required amount of pills. Depending on the urgency, you can choose the delivery options. You can go on pick up, or you can click.
Francisco, vamos a hacer una pausa porque parece que hay problemas técnicos con la presentación. Vamos a dejar el equipo técnico que se encargue unos segundos.
Okay.
Gracias.
Okay.
¿Sí? ¿Vamos bien?
¿Prueba de nuevo? Sí.
¿Nos avisan, por favor? ¿Sí? Genial. Vale. Francisco, it's all yours. Parece que hay problemas con el botón.
Do you want me to go again or what it was?
¿Dónde te quedaste? Está bien.
Okay.
Ahí está.
Okay, so what's there? You can choose different delivery alternatives. And also you can find easy to use agreements to avoid paying for the shipping. And steps 1 to 5, you can sign up so you never have to go back through again by the steps and you get subscribed. And also in a donation model with big companies in Chile, we are bringing pharmacies to the places they are not right now. We are now focused in Chile, that represents 3.3 of the Latin America market, but we know that there are some similarities with the rest of the countries, which there are in the future plan. Traction. We have had an important growth. We are expecting of 2022 of $2.5 million. 65,000 visits per month and a conversion rate that grows every month of 1.89%. We are looking for $2.5 million. We already commit 500,000. We want to be the most important digital pharmacy in Latin America with social impact. We need the money for new locals. Chile is a very long country. So we want to bring a pharmacy to every main city in every region of Chile. Also to execute the subscription plan, and we are expecting to reach 2 new countries in a few years. That is a part of our dream team, professional with experience in pharmacy, labs, retail, and that's it.
Thank you, Francisco.
We invite you to be a part of this team and improve the access to medicine for millions of people in Latin America.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Justin. please.
Thanks, Francisco, for the pitch and congratulations. I'm interested in knowing if there are any regulatory restrictions on fulfilling particularly medicines online.
Yes, there are many regulations online. Actually, you need, if you go offline, like the half of the transaction, you're gonna need the prescription. But online, you need, mostly of the transaction need the prescription one. Because you don't have the other part between the counter taking the receipt or taking what you need. So you always have to upload the prescription in our website.
I have a question around the logistics, how the order process works and how you deliver the product to the clients, the patients. How do you make it super easy to use, thinking in rural communities that don't have a pharmacy but may also not have the latest technology available to make orders online? And then how do you make the logistics work in a country as big as Chile to get to those underserved communities? How does it make economic sense? Like, how do you organize the whole chain to get the product there?
Right. We have a very experienced partner, a very good partner, a logistics partner. And they go in every place in Chile. They call before to people to know if they're gonna be at home or if they have to be later or maybe another day. And also to the places that they don't have the address. For example, the 50 communes, we can bring the medicine to the pharmacy and then he can go after that to pick up the medicines.
Great, Francisco. Thank you so much for your intervention. Now I would like to invite to the stage Kevin Shar, CEO and co-founder of Pago. Pago is a blockchain wallet for mobile transfers for Latin America.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin, and we're Pago. We're building a blockchain wallet for mobile transfers to Latin America. Why? I'm going to tell you. As a migrant from Venezuela, I've been living in New York for the past 10 years. And every time I'm going to send money to my family back home, they usually have to go to a Western Union outlet, spend around $5 in traveling expenses and around 1 hour commuting there. So we want to change this for the more than 300 million people like my Aunt Laura are underbanked or unbanked. And this is the reason why 70% of the remittances are picked up in cash. We built a wallet. It's called Pago. It's a blockchain wallet. And now Laura can receive money on her phone instantly and for free. Without the need of a bank account. What does she do with her money? Well, now she can go to any supermarket or pharmacy to buy the food and medicine my family in Venezuela needs. She just needs to go with her wallet, scan a QR code, and pay. The way we make money is by taking a 3% fee, payment processing fee from merchants, and the service is completely free for users. We launched in March this year, and we have processed more than $300,000 in transactions to Venezuela. This is more than 2,000 customers. And we have generated more than $9,000 in revenue since we launched. This is a 45.75% weekly growth. This is a $120 billion market, and it's been pretty much dominated by legacy players such as Western Union or TransferWise. The reason why we're different is because we're building a blockchain wallet, and the main difference is that with previous services, when you needed to send money, this money will go through an intermediary. So this is why these institutions are regulated as banks in every country they operate. We are what's called a non-custodial wallet. In this case, the customer owns the fund in his phone. This is possible thanks to blockchain technology. And we're the right team to make this happen. We're all migrants. We have our family experiencing this pain every month when we send them money. We're backed by Y Combinator, and together we have more than 10 years of combined experience in blockchain technology. We're raising $2 million at an $8 million post-money valuation to grow fast. For us, it's really easy to expand into our merchant base because we just integrate with large payment service providers, aggregators, And then immediately we're in thousands of merchants. So our roadmap with this money looks like this. By the third quarter, we're going to integrate with credit card, which is the largest payment processor in Venezuela, with more than 50,000 POS. We plan to reach 10,000 monthly customers and break even by the end of this year, and then expand to Mexico and Colombia with the integration with Fireblocks, which is a POS that covers these two countries, and they have a combined network of 60,000 merchants. Again, if you wanna join Pago and help us build the #1 app for money transfers to Latin America, please come join us in the 8th floor. We'll be waiting for you. Thank you.
Kevin. Julia, Justin, please, some questions?
A doubt around how it works at the point of payment in country. So when somebody comes with his phone and he has a blockchain credits, so to speak there, how can you assure that they can use it anywhere they need? Or if they indeed need cash, is there any way to get that?
Yes, yeah. In the short term, since we're a marketplace, we're solving the chicken and egg problem. We enable cash out via this same, the initial network of merchants that we have. We have right now 300 merchants. We're gonna go from 300 to 50,000 with this upcoming integration. But with these 300 merchants that we have right now, they can go there, scan by paying a QR code, or if they need cash, they can transfer the balance to the store, and they will receive the cash that they have.
Can you talk a little bit about what makes your solution different versus other blockchain wallets or solutions that are out there?
Absolutely. Compared to other blockchain wallets, one of our main differentiator is our go-to-market strategy. We believe that it's really important for us to go out for the Venezuela market first and then expand to Mexico and other markets, because Venezuela is the #1 country in terms of cryptocurrency adoption. So it's helping us move really fast and articulate and polish the product so that when we go to other markets is robust enough. And one of the other reasons why we're going to differentiate ourselves from other blockchain wallets is on the business model. Most of the blockchain wallets that are out there are focusing on making money on the spread and the transfer and charging transfer fees. We are disrupting the business model by focusing on making the transfer completely free for users and charging only to merchants when we bring these customers to them.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Last but not least is Guillermo Pepe, CEO and founder of Mamotest. Mamotest is a high-quality diagnosis and patient support digital solution that is defeating breast cancer in Latin America.
Hello, everyone. My name is Guillermo Pepe. I'm the founder and CEO at Mamotest. And it's not working.
Ahí está.
Oops.
Ahora sí.
And this is my father. He's a medical doctor specializing in breast imaging diagnosis. 10 years ago, we had a conversation that completely changed our lives. He told me he was frustrated because women were arriving at the very late stage at his office for a mammogram. So all he could do was telling them that they were going to die. That conversation completely shocked me. And I started to do a research on why that was happening. I learned that breast cancer is the #1 cancer in the world. Breast cancer kills 700,000 women every year. And 70% of those deaths are in developing economies, such as Bolivia. And this is because of two reasons. One is early diagnosis, lack of early diagnosis. If women would have access to early diagnosis, 98% of women would save their lives. And the second is because of this. The healthcare system looks like this. It's a very confusing healthcare system. It works in silos, it's highly fragmented, it doesn't share information or data about patients. So even if women would have access to early diagnosis, they would get lost in such a system, right? So taking into account this picture, and our 10-year experience in the breast imaging diagnosis market, 17 months ago, we started developing and implementing a digital solution. This platform connects to existing mammography units at hospitals and clinics, either public or private, and we start generating demand for these mammography units. Think of Airbnb for mammography services. So women would go to these mammography services, they will have the mammogram done, the mammogram uploads to our platform, and it gets interpretation from medical doctors specializing on breast imaging diagnosis, and a second interpretation by artificial intelligence. That combination decreases the possibility of error by 85%. Once we identify women with high risk of developing breast cancer, we start following them along the entire patient journey until they successfully complete treatment. So it's 100% traceability of the women during the entire patient journey. In all this process, we happen to collect a monumental amount of data, like never before in the history of Latin America. And all this data allows us to fully optimize the process. So women would get a high quality, low cost mammogram for $20 instead of the $100 that they should pay in the private sector. And if we have to bring a woman from a diagnosis to treatment, it would take only 2 months against the 12 months or maybe never in the public sector. Our revenue streams are mainly two. One is the diagnosis revenue stream, and this is, we get paid on a mammogram basis, on a per mammogram basis. And this is an annual recurring revenue. Women come every year once they are 4 years old. And the second revenue stream is the data, the monetization of the anonymized data. We have reached so far 600,000 women, and 87% of the women that got into our system got to a treatment on time. We are first investment of Merck in Latin America, direct investment. This year, we have been selected by World Economic Forum and United Nations as one of the top 4 health tech startups with a great potential to positively impact the healthcare system in developing economies. We are operating in Argentina and Mexico. We want to further expand to Colombia and Brazil. And of course, we want to get to the rest of the Americas. Good thing about our platform is that it's peg agnostic, meaning that today we're fully focusing on breast cancer. We want to be the best in the world at defeating breast cancer as we know it. But in the future, we could be addressing other types of cancer only by connecting our platform to other types of medical devices. We are now looking for a $3 million in equity. We already secured about 40% of that money. And this is in order to reach 600,000 women in Mexico in the next 12 months. We are definitely building the path from a reactive sick care system, as we call it, to a real healthcare system that is proactive and keeps women alive. So join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guillermo.
Thank you, Guillermo. I'd love to understand a little bit better the go-to-market strategy. What are the solutions that these clinics are currently using, and how do you convince them to implement your solution? What are the challenges to implementation?
Great, Justin. Thank you very much. That's a very good question, actually. Right now, it's a no-brainer for a clinic or hospital to get connected to our platform. And this is because 95% of the mammography services are not profitable. And why they are not profitable? Because they are, the healthcare is reactive. They don't know how to generate demand. Generate demand meaning you have to bring women who are asymptomatic. They don't know they have breast cancer. So they don't know how to generate, to make them come. We are experts at doing that. We have different ways of getting that demand traction to the clinics. So it's a no-brainer. Once they get connected to our platform, they automatically start becoming profitable. So, and then we fully optimize the whole process, not just the diagnosis, but also the patient support until they successfully end the treatment.
Thank you. Can you talk a little bit about the patient experience? Like once a patient comes to the exam and then gets introduced to that technology that then guides her in the next steps.
Great. Yeah.
What has been first feedback? How do you make sure the women actually use it and don't abandon the technology just as much as they abandon normal traditional system?
Perfect question. Thank you. The good thing about Mammotest is that we don't believe that the digital solution is the one solution is going to solve the whole problem. It has to be a combination of physical, emotional, and digital. So we do have the digital solution, but we also have this physicality because the technician that even if the mammography unit is not ours, the technician that is operating the mammography units, it's on our payroll. So we make sure that the face of Mammotest is there when the women arrive. So that's the first interaction we have with the women, and they get to know what we call as the Mammotest movement. Once they are in the system and we identify that they have a risk of developing breast cancer, we support them not just with a digital solution, but also with psycho-oncologists that support them along the entire patient journey. So that's the emotional connection we get with them. And while we follow them at every stage so they don't get lost in that complicated healthcare system, we happen to collect all that data that will benefit the whole system in the end.
Thank you so much, Guillermo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julia and Justin, for your intervention.